Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Aquí estamos con Profesor Pablo. Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No hay momento que no sea excelente para aprender español, hablar español y estudiar más español. ¿Con quién? Con su maestro, con su profesor, Profesor Pablo. Welcome back, everybody. Our lesson today is conocer, the verb to know or to meet someone. We use it all the time. We're taking a break from our journey through the present tense. We're introducing conocer, and we'll get back to the present tense in our next lessons. Okay, as we just mentioned, the verb conocer means to know someone or to meet someone. Conocer in the present tense, we already introduced the ZC verbs, right, in the present tense. So we know conozco is I know. The rest of the forms are regular conjugation. Conozco, conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocen. I know, you know, he knows, she knows, it knows, or usted, you know. We know, they know, the N factor, they know, or ustedes, you plural, you guys know. Okay, now we have some pronouns in front here. We have me, te, lo, la, le, nos, los, las, and les. We've already seen me, te, and nos a whole lot. We were doing some reflexive pronouns like me llamo, te llamas, but then here we had se for like se llama, and so on. Well, lo and la mean him and her, and le can mean, just this one word, le can mean him or her. These are called object pronouns, direct object pronouns, but that's not important. The important thing to know is that lo and la mean him and her, and le can mean both him and her. Los and las mean them, okay? Los would be them, all guys, or a mixed group. This would be las, them, all girls. And then les could be them, either male or female, masculine or feminine. So we have me for me, te for you, lo for him, la for her, le for him or her. We have nos for us, los for them, las for them. This would be them, all girls. Anything else that's not all girls would be los for them. And then les could be them, all girls, or not all girls. So those are our pronouns. Now we put them in front of the verbs because we're going to use them in front of a conjugated verb. You're going to find out that if you have a pronoun and you have a conjugated verb and you're going to use a pronoun, okay, it goes in front of the verb. So let's take some examples. If you want to say, I do not know him, we're going to take no. For him, we're going to go lo. Now, what's the difference between lo, la, and le? Well, in standard Latin American Spanish, we use lo and la for him and her. In Castilian Spanish from Spain, they prefer to use le. But standard Latin American over here in the States, most of the time, the great majority of the time, we use lo and la. If you hear le, it's not wrong. If you're in Spain and using lo or la, it's not wrong. It just depends on kind of where you are. Standard Latin American takes into account not just obviously the United States, but Mexico, the rest of North America, Central America, South America. All right, let's go. I do not know him would be no, lo, conozco. I do not know her, no, la, conozco. I don't know them, no, if it's a mixed group, los conozco. Or no las conozco if it's all girls. However, I could say I don't know him or I don't know her. I could just say no le conozco. Now, when you use lo or la, there's no need to clarify. But when you say le, here we go again. Who are you talking about? You're talking about él or ella. So therefore, if you want to clarify, you would go, I don't know her. No le conozco a ella. The a ella to clarify. I don't know him. No le conozco a él. But we're going to stick with the lo and the la. Okay? Let's go for some more examples. Do you know him? Well, him is going to be lo. Conoces. Lo conoces? Do you know him? Do you know her? La conoces. In Spanish, it is her do you know. him do you know? We put the pronoun in first, at the beginning, at first. We do not know them. No los conocemos. I know you. I know you. Te conozco. You could put the yo in front. Yo te conozco. I know you. Yo te conozco. You don't know me. You could go with a tu, the subject pronoun. Tu no me conoces. Tu no me conoces. Do they know us? Us would be nos. Conocen. Nos conocen. Do they know us? Okay. Do you know her? La conoces. Does she know him? Lo conoce. Or does she know her? La conoce. Let's come down here now to conocer in the past. We say up here that conocer means to know. It also means to meet. If you want to say I met him, you would just take the lo, conocí. Lo conocí, I met him. I met her, la conocí. Or le conocí. They met us last year. Y nos conocieron el año pasado. Let's pronounce these out. Conocí, conociste, conoció, conocimos, and conocieron. Okay? They met me last week. That would be me conocieron la semana pasada. Okay? You met her last year. La conociste el año pasado. She met me last week. Ella me conoció la semana pasada. So we have conocer in the present and we have it in the past tense. Now, let's say you're not going to use a pronoun and you just want to say, I know Mary. It'd be conozco a Mary. You could say la conozco a Mary or le conozco a Mary. That's certainly fine. Conozco a Mary, la conozco a Mary. I don't know Mary would be no conozco a María or no la conozco a María. Do you know Harry? Since Harry is a him, we're going to go lo conoces a Harry. Right? Do you know Sally? ¿Conoces a Sally? La conoces a Sally? It's more common to put the pronoun in front instead of just saying conoces a Sally. It's better. It's more common to do it that way. So if you want to say again that you know someone, use the pronoun in front to start it off. Like, I know Bob and Mary would be los conozco a Bob y Mary. If you want to say, I know everyone, conozco a todos. Conozco a todos or los conozco a todos. Now, just starting out in Spanish, if you just want to start with the verb conocer and go with the a phrase, that's fine. As you get more fluent and get more advanced and more comfortable, add in the pronoun at the beginning. So, if you want to say, I don't know anyone, I put this in red and this in red to show that it goes with negative. I don't know anybody. No conozco a nadie. No conozco a nadie. We don't know anyone. No conocemos a nadie. We know everybody. Conocemos a todos or los conocemos a todos. Now, if we're all girls, right? If we're all girls, we would say las conocemos a, we change that O to an A. Las conocemos a todas. We know everybody. All right? A tú and tus. If I want to say, I know your dad. Conozco a tu papá. Conozco a tu papá. Or lo conozco a tu papá. Padres or parents. I know your parents. Conozco a tus padres. Or los conozco a tus padres. Just starting out, just go with the verb conocer and then your a phrase. When you feel more comfortable and gain confidence, then you can start using the pronouns in front. But if you just want to say him or her and you don't want to have an a phrase like I know her, you got to go with a pronoun, la conozco. If you want to clarify, you can say la conozco a ella, but it's not necessary because the la is referring to her. Okay, let's take a look here, a su and sus, which means his or her or their, or your plural or your usted singular. If you want to say, I know her sisters, conozco a sus hermanas. I know your brother, conozco a tu hermano. I know her father, conozco a su padre. Let's go over here, a mí and a mis. They know my parents, the teachers at school, right? They know my parents. Be conocen a mis padres. Conocen a mis padres. They know my mom. Conocen a mi mamá. They know my father. Conocen a mi papá. Now let's go our. If I want to say they know our parents, conocen a nuestros padres, because it's los padres. Conocen a nuestros padres. They know our sisters. Conocen a nuestras hermanas. Okay, so that's how that works. Now come down here. Al, a la, a los, a las. If you want to say, I know the teacher and it's a male teacher, conozco al maestro, or lo conozco al maestro. I know the teacher and it's a female teacher, conozco a la maestra, or la conozco a la maestra. I know the boys, conozco a los muchachos. I know the girls, conozco a las muchachas. The point to be made is this. If you're saying who you like by their name or a word referring to them, notice you have the a phrase. You have to have that a there. It has to be there. All right, let's go over here. Conocí. I met your dad yesterday. Lo conocí a tu papá ayer. I met your mom last week. La conocí a tu mamá la semana pasada. Okay? They met us last year. It would be nos conocieron el año pasado. If I want to say we met the teachers last night, conocimos a los maestros anoche. Or los conocimos a los maestros anoche. I met your parents. Conocí a tus padres. I met your parents at school. Conocí a tus padres en la escuela. I met your friends last night. Anoche conocí a tus amigos. So in the past tense, I met, conocí, you met, conociste, he met, she met, it met, or you, usted met, conoció, we met, conocimos, they met, conocieron, and ustedes, you guys met. Now let's take a look here. We have ya. Ya means already. So if you want to say, I already know him, start off with ya, take the pronoun for lo, right here, ya lo conozco. I already know her, ya la conozco. We already know them, ya, either los or las, conocemos. How about I already met her? Ya la conocí. They already met us. Ya nos conocieron. I already met the teacher. Ya lo conocí al maestro, or ya la conocí a la maestra. And finally, we have ir a conocer. Ir is our, no one's ever going to forget that verb. Boy, vas, vamos, van. Oh boy, right? Boy, with V. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Remember the V in Spanish is not like in English where you go very. It would be berry. Voy, voy. Okay, I'm going to meet your parents. You just take voy a conocer a tus padres. I'm going to meet your parents. I'm going to meet my teachers tonight. Voy a conocer a mis maestros esta noche. We are going to meet her tomorrow. Vamos a conocer. Now, when you have a pronoun, it can go in front of a conjugated verb, or it can go on the end of an infinitive. Here we are advancing our learning, right? This is a lesson by itself, but you learn by example. Not so much explanation, you learn by example. Okay, if I want to say we're going to meet her tomorrow, I could start off with la, go with vamos a conocer. La vamos a conocer mañana. We are going to meet her tomorrow. But when you have an infinitive, you now have an option. You have a choice. Life is full of choices. The la can go on the end of conocer with no accent mark. And you can just say, we're going to meet her tomorrow. Vamos a conocerla mañana. Isn't that beautiful? If you want to say like, I am going to meet them, all girls, next week, you could say, las voy a conocer la semana próxima. Or you could say, voy a conocer, take the las, put it on the end of conocer. One word, voy a conocerlas la semana próxima. So there you go. Now, let's jump back. Let's just go with ir a plus infinitive. Hacer is to do. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Voy a hacerlo mañana, or lo voy a hacer mañana. Lo can mean it, and la can mean it when you're talking about an object. But when you're talking about a person, lo means him, and la means her. Get it? Lola. Lola. Lo, when you're talking about a person, means him. Lo, when you're talking about a person, female, it means her. But lo, when you're talking about an object, means it. I'm going to buy it. You could say, voy a comprarlo. Put the lo on the end. Voy a comprarlo. Or you can put it in front of the boy. Lo voy a comprar. Let's take the verb ver, to see. We're going to see her tomorrow. Well, we know her is la, so we could start off in front. We are going as vamos. La vamos a ver mañana. Ir a plus infinitive. I just love that verb tense. Call it a verb tense. La vamos a ver mañana. We are going to see her tomorrow. We're going to buy a car next week. Would be vamos a comprar un coche la semana próxima. We're going to buy it next week. Either lo vamos a comprar, we're going to buy it, or vamos a comprarlo, we're going to buy it. It's the same thing. So we're introducing a lot with pronouns, and a lot of people have a lot of difficulty with pronouns, but we are not having any difficulty with pronouns. Just follow the lesson. All right, let's review. Conocer can mean to know or to meet, okay? So, conocer in the present tense, we know it's a ZC verb that only shows up in the yo form. Conozco, conoces, conoce, conocemos, conocen. In the past tense, it means to meet. Conocí, I met. Conociste, you met. Conoció, he met or she met, or usted, you met. Conocimos, we met, and conocieron, they met, or you, plural, met. Did you meet her? La conociste. Le conociste, much, much, much less common. We use the standard Latin American way of saying la conociste. Did you meet her? But le is correct. Nothing wrong with le. If you know some people, and there's a lot of people that come to the United States from Spain, etc., places where they may use le, and they use it here, perfectly fine. Variety is great. Different is great. Different is encouraged. But here, most of us will go with lo or la for him or her. So we've got our two forms of conocer, to know somebody, to meet somebody. If you want to use a pronoun and not say who you're meeting, you can just go with the pronoun and the verb. For example, we know her, la conocemos. They know us, nos conocen. I met him, lo conocí. They met us, nos conocieron. Again, if you say who the person is, you need that off phrase every single time. Try a few more examples there. I know Frank. Conozco a Frank is the beginning way to say it. If you want to be a little more advanced, lo conozco a Frank. I don't know Frank, no lo conozco a Frank. Frankly, I don't know Frank. Francamente, no lo conozco a Frank. Okay? We know everybody. Conocemos a todos. Or, los conocemos a todos. I don't know anyone. No conozco a nadie. Okay? I know your dad. Conozco a tu papá. Or lo conozco a tu papá. You can go the short way from here and finish it off when you say who the person is, or you can go the longer way with the pronoun in front. Do you know me? Me conoces? Did you meet me the other day? Me conociste ya? Did you already meet me? Ya me conociste? Remember, ya is already. We already met them. Ya los conocimos. Okay, that's the verb conocer, and I think you're pretty well familiar with it now. Be comfortable with it, practice it, and use it. Use it like when you're at home with your people, like when you see people, you're driving in the car, you see a guy and you say, no lo conozco, I don't know him. No lo conozco a él. I don't know her, no la conozco. You're driving down the street, you see a bunch of people crossing in front of you at the crosswalk. I don't know them, no los conozco. You see somebody you know, pretend you know her, and that's Mary. Ah, la conozco a Mary. Practice when you're driving, practice when you're walking. Just practice imaginary in your head, make it up, practice it. Okay, and the same thing with meeting people, okay? All right, that'll do it. Gracias por todo.